Josh, thanks for having me.
Hey Liz, thank you for coming and wanting to learn more about our program here. They are almost all KWPN registered mares, and most of them are from Deborah Harrison with Lyle Loomis Dutch Warmbloods.
And why did you decide when you started your breeding program to go to Deborah Harrison and buy quite some of her older mare lines?
I'm a young breeder, so I've just kind of started and I'm just up and going, and so I wanted to kind of try to play it a little bit safe. You know, her lines are proven. She's got older mares that we were able to purchase who have already had Grand Prix offspring and Grand Prix siblings and upper level dressage horses, and that are successful and proven. And I'm able to look at what those mares have been bred to that created those foals and then breed similarly to that. So it kind of already gave me a baseline and a guide to start my program from, versus if I'd gone and bought these young modern dressage mares for, say, out of Europe or some of the newer young programs. I have to kind of shoot in the dark a little bit more as to how to do that while I'm still trying to learn. Whereas with her lines, it's more proven, and there's those older mares. I also really like that her Gelders mares and her baseline mares, they're really strong and sound and powerful. You know, we live on a volcanic mountain, so everything is rocky and it's really hard, and they've got great feet and they can run on the hills and they can live outside, and we don't have to go out and blanket and keep them shod and all that. I mean, we feed them very well and care for them very well, but I don't have to do all of the extra excessive things that I might have to do with some of the more strictly dressage bred mares.
And what is your strategy to keep these older mares sound? Like, do you have special theory about how you do that?
So I manage them out, because being out here on the pasture, if you look around, we've got hills and we've got grass and we've got a lot of space. We're very lucky in that regard. So they're able to be out and move around all the time, and so they get to move a lot. So we feed them out here on the hillside hay, and then the water trough is in by the barn and the gate. So they keep moving constantly, and then I try to feed a 100% forage-based diet with supplements. So a lot of hay, a lot of grass, and then when they need extra supplementation, we feed forage-based feeds, not hot grains. So just a ton of forage, keep their gut going, keep them healthy. And then I feed a platinum performance supplement to all the mares for their nutritional needs other than that. But they're outside, moving, and forage all the time.
Can you also tell me something about next year? What are you expecting from these mares? Like, where did you breed them to, and what is your breeding goal?
Yeah, so of my 10 foals coming next year, 5 of them are from our young stallion that we imported named Knox. He's coming for this year. We're hoping to take him for licensing once we get to have occurring. So he's a Gelders dam line on a dressage stallion by Vivaldi. So we have the dressage, but he's very Gelders in his type and the way and his movement and attitude. So it works really well. So we bred him to mostly Gelders mares and then a couple of more dressage mares, but staying in the Gelders line. And so my goal with that was it worked really well to get a couple of the difficult older mares in foal, and then to keep really with the Gelders lines and to mix some of the Gelders lines from the Netherlands as well as Deborah Harrison's lines here in North America. I have 2 mares back here that I recently imported. They're Danish mares. One of them is a Jazz though, and the other one's a Dawn Schufro, and they're in foal to Dutch stallions, so they'll be real dressage foals. And then I have a jumper foal, a real jumper foal over there. That mare's the granddaughter of Galabay. She's in foal to a jumper stallion, so kind of a mix, but mainly focusing on mixing the lines for dressage horses, with the majority of them being super amateur friendly, super sound and powerful and safe, and then a few of them being real upper level dressage foals.
Yeah, so that is your mix. And what are you gonna do with Knox next year?
Breeding wise, I'm planning on breeding him actually next year. I don't have any plans currently to breed him for any purebred Gelders foals, but I'm going to be breeding him to a few of my kind of hot, spicy dressage mares to kind of chill them out and calm them down, to make it a little bit more amateur type horses, because the market today is really for the amateurs, and the way he really would have made an exceptional amateur's horse himself. He is by Expression, and out of a mare that is a serious Parzival. So Espresso is a Vivaldi dressage stallion, but he's a Vivaldi Vincent. So there's a little bit of Gelders in his dam line, and then there is basically 100% Gelders on Knox's dam line in his dam.
How was he to break in?
He was fantastic. We got him going and put the saddle on and did some groundwork and got on and rode him, and he never did anything. He's fantastic.
Oh, that's great.
He's got a great character. He's not spooky. He's not reactive. He's not barn sour. He's just lovely to ride. He doesn't get hot. He's a nice worker, but he doesn't get hot or anything when you really get him going and working, he's great. He's so fun and easy and simple, and his gaits, you know, they're not extravagant, huge gaits. He has really good gaits that are super nice to ride and simple and uncomplicated. Espresso, he was bred by Coalcyn, and he has a Gelders dam line, 100% Gelders dam line with a German dressage sire. So we're hoping to do, that's the young rider, hoping to do the young rider SDI St. George test with him.
I know that you've been to Kentucky with Espresso. Can you
Yes,
tell
so
me
I
something
took-
about that?
Yeah, so I went to the U.S. dressage finals with Kentucky with Espresso. It was in Lexington for 4th level in the young rider division. So it was the first year they offered a junior young rider division, and we qualified by winning the Region 7 championship in 4th level. And then I took him to Lexington and competed with him there, and he finished 6th in the final and won a couple of the preview classes before that.
Hey Josh, so who do we have here?
This is Coalcyn. She was bred by Deborah Harrison. She is a daughter of Deborah's mare Gisela, who was a full sibling to her Grand Prix licensed stallion Isilmer. And her dam Gisela brought 6 upper level offspring, of which 2 was Grand Prix. Coalcyn is turning 25 this year, and she is in foal to our stallion Knox, actually.
And who is she by? Like, what are her bloodlines exactly?
She is junior. She's by Junior STV.
Yeah?
And so we're kind of excited to see the Gelders with the junior mixed with Knox with his Vivaldi and the Gelders from the Netherlands mixed in there with that. And then, yeah, this is her. So I feel like she's in great health and condition for her age. She is a granddaughter of Coalcyn. So we saw her earlier, and she's a UB40 and her mother's a Facet. So she's UB40 Facet Junior. And I think what's so cool about her is, you know, you look at her, she's really modern and dressage in type, but her dam line is really actually goes back to Gelders. So we get a lot of power to her and a good brain, but we get the little more hotness of the dressage horse, and she's more modern and legular type. So I'm going to turn her loose and we get to see her. And her filly Regal. Luna is by Uphill, and then Zeolite Vosmer. She comes from Deborah Harrison's Fare Thee Well line, which is, I think, a super awesome line in regards to Grand Prix horses as well as amateur friendly horses. And then the filly is by Chelsea Sibley's stallion Fanal, who is contested to Vosmer. So we get this filly would be line bred on Vosmer back a little bit. So super cool for the Gelders, and she's got a super sweet, fun happy personality, not spooky or difficult in any way. Fair. She is a 23-year-old mare that I bought from Deborah Harrison. She is out of Deborah's Fare Thee Well mare, who had 4 Grand Prix dressage offspring. She has 4 Grand Prix dressage siblings, as well as she produced a Grand Prix horse. And this is actually the first mare I bought from Deborah Harrison. When I met her when I was there, I just fell in love with her. I just thought she was amazing and had to have her. And as you can tell, even though she's 23, she feels very good and feels great, very sound and very active. Due in July in foal to Knox. And then I also have a daughter of hers that is in foal to Gennaro Platinum.
Oh wow!
Continuing with that line, and then we did ICSI with her. So the where they go in and they pull out the oocytes and grow them in a petri dish and then fertilize them. So we have a whole bunch of frozen embryos from her from Apache and Ibiza.
Oh wow!
So we're hoping to use those at some point, and then we'll breed her again this year because she is obviously
amazing,
still kicking to go and keep going. So we'll turn her loose and let her run around.
So Josh, thank you for today. You seem like a very passionate young rider and breeder. I'm curious what your vision for the future is with your business. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I am hoping to continue breeding my mares and developing from the mare lines that I kind of talked about today and showed you some of kind of my own mare lines and mixing those together and using Knox, and we have a young stallion hopefully coming up in the future, and I'm hoping to show. I would like to breed my own Grand Prix horses for myself to show hopefully someday in the future, as well as to breed horses that are suitable for my clients and amateur horses and horses that are really versatile and fit in today's market, because I think today's market is people want an upper level horse that's really pretty, really fancy, but it needs to be sane and safe and sound for a long time, as well as not too over the top in regards to the care and maintenance that they require.
That's awesome. That sounds great, Josh. We wish you a lot of luck and keep us posted, okay?
Yes.